Hey everybody, I'm Scott Oots. Today we're going to talk about movies and how movies potentially relate into growing a business. Now I know movies aren't completely real, they're acted out, but there's a lot of things that do relate to how we run a business, how we hire for a business. And one of the movies I want to talk about is the movie Moneyball. This is one of my top 5 movies. I love this for how we grow a business, how they took a minimal amount of money that they had and they were able to put that into play to grow the best team possible. Now, you got to check this out if you haven't. We're going to look at 3 clips today, and I'm going to talk to you guys about how this relates. Let's take a look at the first clip. This is player value. We're talking about basically a code, right? We're talking about how this code gets put into them hiring players for their team. Just like KPIs can be put into a business, and how we watch how our sales reps and how our leads managers perform based on inbound leads and closing deals. So let's take a look at this first clip.
It's about getting things down to one number. Using the stats the way we read them, we'll find value in players that nobody else can see. People are overlooked for a variety of biased reasons and perceived flaws. Age, appearance, personality. Billy, of the 20,000 notable players for us to consider, I believe that there is a championship team of 25 people that we could afford, because everyone else in baseball undervalues them, like an island of misfit toys. Billy, this is Chad Bradford. He's a relief pitcher. He is one of the most undervalued players in baseball. His defect is that he throws funny. Nobody in the big leagues cares about him because he looks funny. This guy could be not just the best pitcher in our bullpen, but one of the most effective relief pitchers in all of baseball. This guy should cost $3 million. We can get him for $237,000.
So sometimes I feel like my office is misfits. And I mean that in the best way possible, right? We're dysfunctionally functional. And when we look at this and we say that you have to look beyond certain things, right? You have to step outside of your comfort zone and get the person you're interviewing and the person you're looking at bringing on board outside of their comfort zone. So let's talk about the way that I hire acquisitions. Now, a lot of people are going to say, okay, I want a college degree. I want somebody on my staff that has proven sales experience. Man, if I could just take that, rip that up, throw that out, I mean, that to me is so important, to look at the person, not what their qualifications are. Because you can take someone that potentially has been in sales for 20 years, that knows a specific way of doing things and their set way of making a sale. Or I can go to someone that maybe has never sold anything before, but they have the drive that I want within the business. And then I can train them every step of the way from there to bring them where I want them to go. I dropped out of college. I survived, I think, 1 semester, if even that. And I'm like, this sucks. This isn't for me. I don't want to sit in a room and take direction from somebody else. I don't want to do that. I would rather go work and get experience that way and see where that takes me. So I walked out. I was done. And at that point, I started working. And I started realizing I don't want to work for somebody else for the rest of my life. So I stepped outside of my comfort zone and I did something. I started a business. Did I have money? No, I didn't have any money. I didn't have any. I went out and tried to look at what I could do with the least amount of money possible. And now I've turned my business into a multi-million-dollar business. Now, when I look at employees, is it right for me to not have a degree and look for employees that do, right? Now, I'm not going to discriminate somebody that has a degree and say, I can't hire you. No, if you're the best fit for the company, I want to hire you. I don't care about a degree. I don't care about your experience. When you're sitting in an interview with me, I look at it like the numbers here. Can you talk to people? Do you have a passion to talk to people? Do you have a passion to do more with your life than you're doing right now? Are you coachable? Are you moldable? Or are you going to fight back every step of the way, right? So in Moneyball here, they built a team. They built a team based off of factors that a lot of people just did not look at. People that are almost rejects to the other teams. Now, I'm not saying my team's rejects. They're not. They're great people.
You little turd.
I looked at people differently. I looked how most people would not. Now, some of these people, with the position they're in now and the money they're making, they probably would have been turned down for this job if they went to a larger corporation. I wanted to give these people a chance to build a team from scratch that we can train every step of the way. And I've got to say, we did pretty good at it. I mean, no one has left our company in over 2 years. They value it. They want to continue to grow with the business. They see where we're going. People need to buy into that vision. Let's take a look at the next clip. It's a process. All right, so now that you actually start having your team, right? You start hiring, you're thinking outside the box, you're bringing people on that a lot of people would have passed over. Now you need to develop the process to train these people properly. That's more work than you think, because you're gonna have to keep changing this process over and over again. Let's take a look at the next clip here, talking about the process.
Have some fun, relax. Everyone wants to attack. Quit trying to attack. Let the game come to you, man. There's no clock on this thing. This is a war of attrition.
If I take more, I could even take a few strikes, but I'll get walked more.
You get on base, we win. You don't, we lose. And I hate losing, Choppy. I hate it. I hate losing more than I even want to win. And there's a difference. No bunts.
Bunt is now.
Not even third baseman's back.
No bunting whatsoever. If someone bunts on us, just pick it up and throw it first. Don't try to be a hero and go to second. Let them make the mistakes.
Patient.
And when your enemy's making mistakes, don't interrupt them. They're giving you an out, man. They're just giving it to you. Take it. Say thank you. Another thing, no more stealing.
That's what I do. That's what you pay me to do.
No, I pay you to get on first, and I get thrown out a second. This is a process. It's a process. It's a process. Okay?
So as you build your processes for your team, you're gonna realize they are gonna strike out, and that's when you adjust your process. My team does not close 100% of the contracts. Let's be honest, if they close 100% of the appointments they go on, oh my gosh, I wouldn't be sitting here, I'd be sitting in the Caribbean on a beach or something somewhere, right? They will never close 100%. They will never do it. You can strive for it, but they will never do it. We don't want to set false expectations, right? We are going to strike out. They're going to go on an appointment, they're going to screw up, they're going to strike out.
I'm sorry, I fudged up, guys.
But after they strike out, what do they do next? That's what you need to watch with your team. Did your team take that strikeout, learn from that, practice, 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 so next time they step out there, they hit a home run? That's what you want to see happen. But a lot of companies give up on employees way too early. So if I had one of my employees go out and they striked out, then they strike out again, then they strike out again, a lot of companies are done with that person. Hey, you're not performing, get out. Not me. That's not how we do things. We want to take that employee and start realizing, where did we fail? Where did I fail coaching that person to not put them in the right position to be successful, to hit that home run? I have to go back and try to figure out where it is that my training went wrong. Because ultimately, it is a coach's responsibility to make sure the team succeeds. It is the coach's responsibility to pick the right players, to ensure that the players are in the right position, and to ensure that the players succeed so overall the team wins. How is that different from business? Every single day we come into this office, my team works hard together as a team to be successful. You can't have one player be successful and the rest failing. We win as a team or we fail as a team. So if we look at our goals this year, so 2020, we came out of the gate strong. We blew our quarterly goals out of the water within a month. 1 month. Because my team was working together for success. They were helping each other along. We were ringing our bells every time we got a contract. We supported our team through the contract. If one sales rep had multiple opportunities, somebody else would go and close one of them for them so they can close the other one. We were bringing in multiple contracts. We were just closing these things like crazy. My acquisitions team, my leads team, my dispo team, they were all on a high. They were all closing deals like crazy, but most importantly, they were working together as a team to do that. We struck out on many deals, a lot. Even when we were successful, we still struck out because you will not be successful on every single deal. Even if your sales rep goes out, closes the deal, and it's perfect, it can still fall apart somewhere along the way. You need to make sure that when those things happen, you are keeping your team engaged. You are training your team and telling them mistakes happen. You're not yelling at your team, firing at them, firing people. You're not doing that. You're taking people and growing them. Mistakes will happen. And as you continue to grow your company, more and more mistakes will happen because you have to adjust your process to help repeat mistakes from happening. But when you adjust that process, the next thing happens. You adjust that process and the next thing happens. One promise I'll make you right now is mistakes will never go away. Failures will never go away. So as a team, you guys can overcome those obstacles and hopefully go on to win. This team had a 20-game winning streak in 2002 with the Misfits. So that just shows that if you work hard and you get a team that is going for the same goal as you, that you can win. Now there's a lot that goes into play before that, right? Not just hiring. You have to put the right marketing out there. You have to build the proper business. There's a lot that goes into play, but just focusing on that team atmosphere, because that's what drives me. I have a great team. My team drives me. Without them, I probably honestly wouldn't even want to do this because I'm able to be in the position I want to be in. And if I can help you guys get to the point where you understand how to hire properly, how to get the right team trained so you can be successful, that's all I hope for. I want you to succeed within your business. And our final clip today is going to be money versus strategy. All right, so as you guys are building your team, right, you're going to find that you're going to break that down and you're going to rebuild that team over and over again. And the sad part is, a lot of us probably look at friends. We probably say, wow, I feel like this person would fit into this position within the company. Well, because it's what you know, right? And I've seen many people, even within my mastermind, do this. They hire friends, they hire family, and when something doesn't work out, that gets awkward. I did that as well. I hired a friend when I first started the business and I saw an opportunity. He wasn't making very much money and he came in and tripled, if not 4 times, what he was making. That person ultimately didn't work out. You're probably gonna have that happen as well. Don't build your team and assume this is your all-star team. Look at the way these teams in every sport out there, right? You look at football, you look at baseball. No matter what you look at, they're constantly building the team to be better. Year after year after year. They even trade with other teams. You have to always be looking for that next player. Don't spend too much time on someone that does not want to grow with your team. And that is so important to look at because you may have someone that you say, oh my gosh, I spent 2 years developing this person. And I just feel like, well, they're here, they're not gonna get here. You have to come to a realization on that when that time comes. When that person gives up on themselves, when that person doesn't want to learn, when they don't want to grow, when they become a know-it-all, that's when that person has outgrown their position and possibly outgrown your company. So you have to constantly be building that team. You have to constantly be changing out players if you need to. For me, I don't take letting someone go from my company lightly. I have to know that I did everything possible as a leader to make that player work. And if I truly know that I did that and that person did not want to learn, that person's gonna go. Drama is what I hate. If you're in my company and you're causing drama, you're causing the team to have animosity or problems, that's something I don't put up with. I will attempt to fix the problem, but once it's done, right? You have to be constantly looking for new talent. Now, right now with everything going on, right? I don't know when you're watching this video, but in 2020 with our COVID stuff, well, ending as we say it, I don't really know. At this point in time, there are millions of people out of work. Let me rephrase that. There are millions of potential employees looking for jobs right now. If you've talked about upgrading talent, there is no better time than right now to upgrade that talent. And stuff like this will happen again in the future. Recessions, anything like that that happens, that is your time to upgrade the talent. That doesn't mean you're replacing people within the office. It means you're preparing for growth. You're bringing people on. We're interviewing right now for outside sales. We want to have people on board that are going to take this company to the next level. So let's take a look at this next clip here.
For $41 million, you built a playoff team. You lost Damon, Giambi, Isringhausen, Pena, and you won more games without them than you did with them. You won the exact same number of games that the Yankees won, but the Yankees spent $1.4 million per win, and you paid $260,000. I know you're taking it in the teeth out there, but the first guy through the wall, he always gets bloody. This is threatening not just a way of doing business, but in their minds it's threatening the game. But really what it's threatening is their livelihood. It's threatening their jobs. It's threatening the way that they do things. And every time that happens, whether it's a government or a way of doing business or whatever it is, the people who are holding the reins, have their hands on the switch, they go batshit crazy. I mean, anybody who's not tearing their team down right now and rebuilding it using your model, they're dinosaurs.
Look at that. You've got to break your team down and rebuild it. You have to look at who you have to make sure that you have the top talent all the time. Now, again, don't go to your team and say, hey, Scott said I need to fire you all and start again. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying you need to analyze all the talent. Go back to the first clip we watched, right? All the different KPIs that were out there, the way they looked at their players and how they put them into buckets with numbers. KPIs are important. Let's be honest, KPIs, key performance indicators, the items that you need to track within your business to ensure you are being as successful as possible. Now, when you set goals for your team, whether it be your leads team, your sales team, your disposition, transaction coordinators, whatever it is, everyone should have clear goals because each individual clear goal should roll up into team goals and company goals. KPIs are so important with that. Like, I expect if you go on, for every appointment you go on, you close X percentage of these. I expect that you close X percentage a month or how many deals per month. I expect that X amount of calls you take become appointments. Those are your KPIs. Those are so important to your business and they need to be tracked and reviewed constantly. If you have weekly team meetings, track and review that. If your company is too small and you say it's too small for weekly team meetings, you're wrong. If you have more than one person in your company, you need a weekly team meeting. If it's just you in the company, you should be sitting down and reviewing these numbers on a weekly basis. Because if you don't build the foundation properly, as you continue to grow, your building's gonna fall. You have to build that foundation to be able to succeed as a team. Take this time, evaluate everybody you have on your team. Always be looking for new talent. Always keep a job posting up. If someone comes through that just really catches your eye, bring them in for an interview. Always be asking your team if you know somebody that you think would fit in with our team culture and be able to be successful here. That's really important. If they can fit in with your team culture and be able to be successful within that culture, bring them in for an interview. I'll pay my employees upwards of $2,000 just to have somebody be hired and survive 90 days, right? And when I say survive, we're not putting them through hell. It's just, that's when you really find out, is someone truly part of this team or not? I like to give people a chance, so I am very slow to hire. It might take us a month to pull the trigger on someone, even 2 months to pull the trigger, because we're thinking about it. And we're thinking about how this person will fit into these situations. Be building your team, but don't make rash decisions. So this is your time. Start building that dream team. Build that team that's gonna go to the playoffs and win. Build that team that's gonna go to the Super Bowl and win. Whatever sport you like, find out what the highest level is and strive for that. Be building your team every single day and you will build your success. Make sure you guys are always focusing on what you can do to get yourself to that next level. Hopefully this helped you guys out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.